Hi everyone, welcome along on this lovely sunny day in February where it's 18 degrees in England. Unheard of. Anyway, get to the point. A couple of weeks ago did a video on radiators, why they're under windows, how to work out what size you need for the rooms and things like this. Well, someone else also wrote into me and said they got a bit confused about the numbering system. Don't eat that, Mo. No, it's shocking. And I can't agree more with her because the numbering system is quite odd. You had the old system of K1, K2, K2 plus 2. It got really heavy, but now we also have type 11, type 21, type 22. So what does this all mean? So I think it's time we went to the computer and I'll show you exactly what those terms mean and what it means in the way of getting the sizing right for a radiator change in any of your rooms. So we'll go to the computer now. So we'll take a look at the steel rads. They used to use the K1, K2 system. This is the K1, as you can see up there, and looking down on the rad you can see there's the front panel of the radiator there and the bent metal that's angled across the complete back of it. This part of it is just fins along the top. That is a very common radiator. I've got those all over my house. I'd say they used to be called a K1, they're now called a type 11. So we'll move on to this one, and what it is basically is a double radiator. There's a rad there and a rad at the back with the fins curled in along the front there. It's just one set of heating fins, and that's called the type 21. We'll move on now to the K2. As you can see, that is quite a different beast altogether. This is the one that I've got all over my house, and it basically is a double convector. It's a type 22 now known as, and as you can see there's the front panel that you see in the front room, or wherever room they got it in. And there's also a back radiator as well, but now we've got two lots of fins, two lots of sheets of metal folded over along both the front and back of this particular radiator. I'll show you this one. This is not a steel rad one, it's one of the only ones that isn't a steel rad in my house. Because it hasn't got the grill across the top, you can see the way the sheet metal is arranged, and this is basically a type 22, or a steel rad would call it a K2. We'll stay with the type 22, shall we? So basically it's two panels, one at the back there, one at the front here, and two sheets of folded metal attached to both sides of the radiator. Here is the last one I'm going to show you, and this is a type 33, and that's because this one has actually got three panels of radiator going through there, one at the front, one in the middle, one at the back, and three sheets of metal between each. So this is a really massive heat output. It's also a massive weight on your wall. So let's now look at something else that can be a problem. Here is my type 22. Okay, this is a long beast up here in the bedroom. It's a big one, and what can be a problem with this? Not only is it ever so wide, which is what you've got to watch, it takes a lot of room up in the room. So you can imagine with the three panel one, the 33, it's even wider again, which you've got to take into account. But I think main thing you've got to take into account is the weight. There's actually three rad brackets holding this beast up, two on the outside, one in the middle, and the weight of it is enormous. It's a two-person lift. Now if one of these is going on an internal wall, I guarantee you'll have problems, because plasterboard wall is not going to hold one of these beauties. You will have to have extra fixings of some type. I don't think even the best plasterboard fixings will hold this up, but you know, that is your choice, and that is one of the main problems with this sort of radiator that can be found, I'm afraid. Okay, something else to consider if you're getting a new boiler, especially if you're changing to a combi from an F&E system, is there will be a lot more heat. The pump will be more powerful, everything will be modern. If you've got old radiators, you could have problems there. Now it is worth going around and having a look at your radiators, particularly underneath at the bottom. I'm going to show you a typical example of a rad that looks dodgy, and unfortunately it's in my own house. It's usually the bathroom one, steam, rust. But the other day a massive lump just fell off the front of it, and I'll show you exactly what's happened and exactly what does happen to old radiators in general. So I'll show you that now. Here then is my double convector in the bathroom. It's a type 22, 2 fins of metal. Okay, down we go, and when we get to the bottom we find, yes, look at that. Now it just fell off, literally just fell off, and you can see it's come away because of rusting. This is starting to rust away now, and I'm going to have to replace it pretty soon. So what you've got to do is have a little look round your radiators. If you're thinking of contemplating a boiler, mainly have a look right underneath. I'll just get the camera right under now. There you are. If I look right underneath now, you can see how much the rust is actually coming through there. That is going to go pretty soon. Hasn't got long. You can see the rust in there, and also on the back of it there, you can see the rust up here as well. That's going to go not long. In fact, there's almost, looks like a rust hole coming through there as well. Usually the bathroom one is the one that goes because of steam. It seems to rust from the outside and the inside, but that's the kind of thing you get, what you've got to look out for. This requires a new rad. There's no fixing them. There's no putting anything on them. It won't hold. Nothing holds. Once they're gone, they're gone. Okay, that's about it then. Don't forget, you will not get the radiators included in most boiler quotes. It's usually just a boiler, so it's well worth looking around at those radiators in case any of them need renewing at the same time, if they're like that one I've just showed you of mine. Okay, so right about it. I've got to thank Panda Plumbing, who advised me to kind of add this on to the video I've done earlier on radiators and why they're under windows, etc. So it's kind of like a bit of a follow-on. Hope that covers it all for you, and really that's about it. We'll see you next time. Thanks very much for watching. Usual place to go for all my stuff, Derek 33. Thank you guys. Bye bye.